or they try to.
What in God's name is going on in here? What was that ruckus?
What ruckus?
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.
Could you describe the ruckus, sir?
You're now listening to Music Impulse with Smilez.
I love this album. I even heard when I'm hearing records like Perfect Day, I think that's when they had I think she had the band No Doubt on there as a whole when they did Perfect Day. I fell in love with that. I fell in love with that song. It's like, man, people were not really ready to hear a black artist experiment with a bunch of sounds on one album, because that's in '01. It still took. I don't think that really hit full circle until this past decade.
Yeah, then like I Don't Care Anymore. I was like, yo, the fact that like that's the rock influence all throughout that, and then I heard doing the live cover of
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
It was like Teen Spirit. It was like, yeah, it's like at that time, you know, you wouldn't think that a black artist is gonna be on stage doing a Nirvana song.
It's this one was like even to the point where outside of Andre 3000, because he leaned into it so much and they knew how to blend it perfectly. Even then, it took years for people to really get. It took years for people to really get The Love Below. When Cudi first came out, people kind of didn't know what to do with that sound either. I think it really didn't hit until maybe Uzi came out. And that's 5, 6. That's like 7 years ago when Uzi first came out. 6 when he first came out. That's from In the NERD's In Search Of and Kelis' Wonderland to 2015. That's 14-year gap. This is one of those, and even I think you really listen to the lyrics, man. This is a very depressing album, but the fucking cover is so exciting to look at.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get a chance to really do a deep dive into the lyrics like I was hoping to, but I believe there is like a metaphor of Alice in Wonderland in here somewhere. Like it's like, cause I feel like the deeper that you go into the album, the more like dark and depressing it really gets. Especially around, I want to say around once Digital World hits. Past that, it's still a light album, but you start listening to whatever's going on, like Perfect Day, Easy Come Easy Go, Junkie, Get Even, Mr. UFO Man, and Little Susie. Like those are pretty dark ass records.
Yeah, like even like Digital World. That's what really made me go back and look at the date. I was like, hold on, a song like Digital World came out in 2000. What? This is a song that could come out right now, because like things you talking about in the song, and the fact that like now we're in a digital world now in 2021, and she was singing about all that stuff 20 years ago, and I was like, yo,
because that's when the internet first came out. Like not first came out, but that's when the internet really first like became. That's when internet really first became like we were like first getting on the internet on that level, but now we're even deeper into it.
Yeah, but and also just made me think like, damn, I used to think Roscoe was gonna be the thing back in the day. I was like, I used to rock with Roscoe back in the day.
Roscoe P. Coldchain. Oh my God! When I saw that name, I said, God damn, these are old niggas. Like these are names that you probably have not seen in a good minute.
Yeah, because I was like the one. It was a Nelly track that he was on. It was like was that This Goes Out to the Best. I think Roscoe was on that one. If you're with me, no, not. I can't remember what that name of that song was. It was like a Nelly track, and he was on it.
Oh my God, Training Day. I think it's called Training Day. Training Day in my hood.
Yeah,
We're number one.
it might be. I can't remember, but I used to be like, "Yo, Roscoe, that's that dude. He hard." I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "This is my like." I like, Digital World stuff on my joint. The Mr. UFO man. The fact that she's talking about aliens and aliens talking to God and all that. I was like, "Yo, this is kind of deep."
But you have to remember, like, these guys when they got together these guys were like when the whole Star Trek crew got together. They were truly just nerds, and that's why when we were looking back at when they had Pharrell on Drink Champs, and what's her name, Nori said, I'd consider you a nerd because like Pharrell is cool and social, but when he explained what he does, like, he's like, I was like the kid in band. We were just like always making music together, like looking at what he likes. Like, they were nerds. And they leaned into it heavily. They were just always just really cool too. And I think that's why it's interesting seeing getting Clips' story about how they got with them, because like the Clips they were on some like real hood shit. They were still like slinging crack while recording with the Neptunes. And like they leaned into you having fucking Star Wars references and Star Trek references in 2001. When niggas was not really watching Star Wars and Star Trek like that. Yeah, they leaned heavily into it. And I could see why the label didn't think this was going to be a hit. But for the fact it still got like wide acclaim and no one heard it, I think that says a lot about, that to me says a lot about that album with the reach it had.
Yeah, then I also thought it was cool. I read this article in the Fader with, they said his name was Andre Coleman. He was a longtime recording engineer for the Neptunes. He was talking about how recording that album in like the summer 2000, Kelis didn't want to pay for studio time, so they rented out a whole house on Virginia Beach, where like it was 10 bedrooms, but like she basically had like the whole upstairs to herself. He had his own room. They changed one of the rooms to a studio. Pharrell had his own room, and it was like he said Chad didn't stay there, but Chad would come through, and they just go in and just start recording and working on music. And how he also talked about how like the recording process of just Pharrell and Chad, because he was like, yeah, we'll be in the middle of doing a song with Kelis, and Pharrell will be like, hold on, wait, I thought of an idea, and he'll come up with like a grinding for the clips in the middle of them recording, and they'll be like, okay, now I got my idea, all right, let's get back to it. And he was like, the clips would come through and record. He was like, Family would come in and record, and it was like they would just come up with all these other ideas for stuff that came out afterwards, right in the middle of Kelis recording and all that stuff.
I'm actually reading it right now, and when you mention a Fader, it says they were going, because studios back then was $2,000 a day. They saved money by renting out a house for $2,000 a week.
Yep.
And interesting, because I remember when they kept talking about at least when Missy Elliott, she was tweeting talking about how like they recorded records at that time and they were using analog, like literally like it was like a master analog that you record on. They said they said they did Pro Tools recording this whole Wonderland album that wasn't even the standard yet. And that's how they
used analog for the first album, Kaleidoscope.
Yeah. So it was easy for them to use Pro Tools and just record like crazy. This is fucking insane.
Yeah, because just the fact that just 2 years prior, like the fact that the whole recording process changed. I'm like, this is crazy how even something simple like that can make a difference for an album.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just keep, every time I get into like, I just have like a lot of Neptune's information in my mind and going through it. And Jesus fucking Christ, these guys are good. Did you see what else was I really feeling on this album? The one that I ran back the most when it first came to streaming, it was Flashback. I don't know what, it's something about that record, because that was one of my first summer records when I was just like sit at home not doing shit when I was in high school because I didn't want to get a job. So I'll just be sitting up just listening to music and just hearing shit like that. Like I'm in the house all day. I may go for a walk if it's not too hot outside. And there's just, I love like when records they can give you like some sort of nostalgia even if you weren't really into it at the time. Like I really do love like certain records in this album, especially like Flashback, because it does give you, now I'm officially in my mid-20s and you're looking up and shit was like a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what makes me appreciate that one a little bit more than the others. But I think to me the better song that I felt was Shooting Star. There's something about it's those chords that Pharrell uses and Chad that makes me just, I can't explain why. I've always just been like a big fan of that type of shit.
Yeah, I was just like, I guess the whole album, just that Neptune sound, I was just amazed at how incredible. It's just like, why am I still amazed at Neptune sound?
It's because their sound is futuristic, man.
Yeah, I think that was 2001, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Their sound is futuristic because I can play a bunch of their shit. I can go through, right? I have a playlist on YouTube, and it's just nothing of Neptune's records that they never like released to the public, but they have it like on their SoundCloud or other shit like that. I can be on Aux and play those joints that y'all have never heard, and y'all know they will sound brand new. They will sound brand fucking new. That's just kind of how they've been, and that's just kind of how they've been. So you're blending these guys together without, to me personally, without them doing like Wonderland, because it's like one of Kelis's like better full projects when she was still using the alternative sound. She kind of leaned away from it at one point, but during that time in 01, alternative R&B wasn't really a thing.
Yeah, that's
it's not like
now it is. It's like 20 years later.
Yeah, because now you have like artists. We have who would I throw on the alternative R&B list? There's of course Frank Ocean. Miguel is leaning into it a lot more now. James Blake.
Yep.
There's I would throw Kalila in there. Mm-hmm. I would throw Abra. I would throw Georgia Smith is in there at some point.
Hello.
Any of those artists that you see do that. Even you can throw SZA in that category. You can throw SZA, early Willow Smith, like in between Willow doing rock and With My Hair. She was very into the alternative R&B category. Yeah,
like she just released like a alternative R&B rock type song just recently. I forgot who was on it, but it's somebody who's on it. I'd have to look it up now. But I was like, I'm like, yeah, Willow Smith, she's in that category right now.
Yeah, and when I heard Willow Smith's new record, I immediately thought of Perfect Day. I was like, shit, this is one of those things. This she wasn't saying, yeah. When I hear Willow Smith, I'm like, yeah, it brought me back to hearing Perfect Day. And so here's this thing that I've noticed a lot of people really say.
Yeah. Travis Barker. Yeah, Transparent Soul with Travis Barker.
And Travis Barker. So here's one thing I will say about they said like people like always ask what's black culture without black culture. I mean, what is something you consider black culture that people will really consider black? They will list out Paramore, they will list out Fall Out Boy, they'll probably list out Blink 182.
Yeah, I love Fall Out Boy.
And I'll listen to Fall Out Boy like it's nothing and not be ashamed. I don't give a fuck. But there are guys that it's crazy to say like there are black people behind the scenes, but there kind of were. Not to say that they're stealing their shit, but there's like people who were driving forces that liked them that also did other shit too. Because one thing a lot of people don't know, because I was like, oh, it's Solange's husband. I'm like, oh, that's her ex-husband now. He directed a video for Dance Dance.
It's BA, Black IRS, aka Black Wall Street in the building.
This is E-Ray, the quasi-bad guy, the Diet Coke of evil, Peen Malenko, of course, the American Cream, Brody Loads,
And I am your pod guy, your pod tribal chief, the boy A-Dub in the building. And this is Let Me Book the Territory, the greatest four-man wrestling podcast known to mankind.
Absolutely. And you can catch us now on Inaudible Ruckus Presents. And we'll be here every Friday, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're ready for it, to sweet me when you see me and let the madness run wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely like that. So, I'm from Akron, Ohio, hometown of LeBron James. So I got to ask you.
My favorite, anybody know me? That's my favorite player ever right now. I don't give a damn what's going on with him. He can go to China tomorrow. I'm seeing LeBron.
Okay. See, you definitely getting points in my book with that answer right there. Because I tell people,
I argue with God about LeBron. It ain't no.
Yeah,
one of the greatest to ever do it. But that's what I call myself. Number 23, 23, 24. You know, I'm all three combined. I'm Michael James Bryant. That's me.
Okay, Michael James Bryant. I like that name. Michael James. Hey, that might be the name of your next project or something. You know?
Yeah, that's one of my aliases.
Oh yeah, you definitely might have to use that for a project title or like a song title or something.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, you know, maybe like a deluxe, a part 2 of Mike Jordan. Like, hey.
Oh, that's coming for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely can't wait to check that out because that was one of the joints. That joint was definitely hard. Another song I wanted to actually go back to real quick was "Moon and Stars" with Big Crit and Currency. That's definitely one of my favorites, especially in the Big Crit catalog. And tell me, how was that making that track with Big Crit? When, especially at the time, he was kind of like just bubbling, like just really coming out. Because for me, I was like, yo, who is this dude? This project is amazing.
Yeah, that's one of my real close friends, Crit and Currency. Those are actually my brothers. And we pretty much Crit had the joint already. The actual one with me on it, that's the remix.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we pretty much we first got together. That's one of the records we had in the clip. Actually, at the time, Cinematic was in the process of signing me. They had already had Crit and Nipsey Hussle, Mac Miller, Smoke Dizza. All of them were signed at the time. And at that time, I was doing the Smokers Club tour.
Okay, yeah.
Which Johnny Shites was putting together.
tour.
Yeah, and I was on almost like 3 of them. So, and we was like, we had to get music together. Actually, when I was about to sign with him, Crit was about to do my album. So that's one of my dogs, and I have a bunch of records with him on. Actually, one of the best producers in the South, Crit. He's not also a rapper, he's a producer too.
Yep.
And everything.
Yeah, because I know I don't know if they still doing it, but I know I heard in an interview that I think Bun B said that he's working on his next album. He's like letting Crit like produce the whole thing. I don't know if they still working on that or not, but I was like,
for sure.
Yes, I'm definitely trying to check that out. Speaking of Bun B, another track that I like that you got was on one of his most recent projects was "Trill Over Everything." Just speak on, for those that don't know, if they don't know, I don't know how they don't know by now. Just speak on, I guess, Trill, and also just speak on just Bun B, the OG.
I mean, that's one of my favorite rappers ever in life, and also one of the big homies and a real close friend as well. You know, Trill is the word true and real combined. You know, OG Spooner G out of Port Arthur came up with the word Trill, and fresh out of Port Arthur. But to me, I broke down Trill. I actually had a project that was coming out. It's called Trill, the realest individual living life, where I broke it down as an acronym. But Bun is a real good friend of mine, and it was a pleasure to even be able to be on anything that Bun had going on, legendary at all times. I actually got a record with Bun and Pimp C, get down on the floor like the second part, me, Bun, Pimp, Slim. So yeah, man, working with Bun is always a great thing. One of the best lyricists ever to me is Bun B.
Yeah, definitely, because at least for me, because I'm originally from Ohio, and so when I moved down here to Texas, I only really knew about Bun B, and so I would always hear him, say "Free Pimp C," and I'm like, I don't know who this dude is, but of course, when he got out of jail, I definitely got on my Googles and learned who he was. But
before then, by the time Pimp C got out, I was already a fan of Bun B, so he's definitely one of my top 10 favorite rappers because I'm like, yo, this dude.
Sure, Jay-Z's too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of Jay-Z's favorite groups. Is UGK.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, that song they got together is a classic record. But to get to the album, Mike Jordan, one of the first tracks that spoke to me was Risk and Reward. Speak on that track, Risk and Reward.
So basically, man, we take a risk just to get a reward. If you in these streets, you taking a risk. You doing whatever. Ain't no risk, ain't no reward, and nothing you do. A lot of people scared to gamble, but in this life, you got to be scared to gamble. You got to be able to take risks to achieve things. And with no risk, there's no reward. If you don't put in the effort, you're not gonna get the back end of the effort you put in. So that's pretty much what risk and reward mean. When you out there taking penitentiary, and you doing whatever you got to do to feed you and the family. And the reward is the back end when you make it down, when you touch down and you get away scot-free. And not just trying to influence anybody on crime, but I'm just saying, being from where we come from, you know what I mean, in these trenches, man, you got to take them risks just to get up out of them dark places, man. And to just want to see something better for you in life. You out there taking these risks just to get a reward.
Yep, definitely. Another song on there that stood out to me, The Beautiful Struggle. In there, you got a line where you said, I know demons wearing Jesus pieces. And also you spoke about, people with low energies. Speak about that a little bit about, the demons wearing Jesus pieces and low energy.
I mean, you got to think about it, man. They put God on the crucifix. And I'm not one for liking crosses a lot. You know what I mean? And identifying the Lord dead and things of that nature. I really feel like a lot of that be disrespectful at the time, but you got to think a lot of people out there doing the most sinning wearing Jesus pieces. Mm-hmm. That's a symbolization in the hood. When you make some money, when you really get into the money, a lot of dudes hustling and getting some money, they put that Jesus piece around their neck. But a lot of them people be in these streets so deep, they stepping and sliding and doing everything. You doing wrong wearing the Jesus piece. Mm-hmm. You did wrong to get that symbolization. You know what I mean? No telling what you did. You probably got out these streets hustling, selling dope, doing whatever you doing. You got the Jesus piece. You probably done robbed, steal, killed, and did anything, and you got that Jesus piece. And then the reverse of that, you'll get killed over that Jesus piece. You know what I mean? But it really be demons wearing Jesus pieces.
Yeah. And then speaking about the people with low energy, is that something that you've really gotten into recently, or like kind of noticed that people out here with low energy, or is that something that you've always been aware of?
I've always been aware of that, but you gotta tread real lightly on how you converse these days. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people that's not understanding that the world is energy. Being black, we are energy. We melanated people, and the sun is our energy source. We illuminate. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand that we are complete energy. Our whole realm in our existence is energy. We are light. We are people of the sun. We light. So when you're around low frequencies, that'll bring your energy all the way down. When you're around people with low energy, they really trying to feed off your energy. It's almost like connecting a dead phone into a wall, into that iPhone charger, trying to increase that energy. You got people that'll get around you and they'll suck you of that energy, man. So you got to be careful and mindful of the energy that you keep around you. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, what you don't understand, even when you having sex with a female, it's a soul tie. A lot of people don't be understanding that that's a transfer of energy. And when you're around a motherfucker that got bad energy, they'll put that bad energy in you too.
Yep. I've definitely been learning about that, reading like self-help books and things like that. I know I've been learning that for myself, especially like, hey, you could be around someone with low energy and they can unintentionally bring your energy down just because you being around that environment.
Right on. You ever heard of hang around 4 motherfuckers, broke motherfuckers, you gonna be the 5th?
Yep.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Neezy here. I wanted to make sure that y'all go and get your Naturally Made Instant Moisture Duo. That's right, this Instant Moisture Duo can be used on braids, locks, twists, beards, and all of your natural hair. The moisturizer is all natural ingredients. One of our key ingredients, aloe vera. Aloe vera is really great for your scalp. And our oil blend is a mixture of the best oils that you can use to promote hair growth and give your hair a good shine and overall just a natural glow. So you're getting 2 amazing products. Make sure you go to inaudibleruckus.com/naturallynay. And also you can follow us on Instagram at naturally_nay, NAEE.
Like, this was all her doing.
I believe it.
Yeah, so like she literally pulls out everything. Like I gave her some crayons, like some 1-year-old crayons. Them bitches were literally all over the fucking apartment.
At least she ain't drawing on the wall.
Oh yeah, I was like,
She
the
probably
white wall.
thinking about it.
She drawing a wall. I'm wiping the wall with her. So
Ooh,
yeah, so no, she was just going crazy this morning and everything. So I think
I saw the other day you tweeted like, yo, she just dropped her mom's whole TV on my
that was
head.
Last night I literally got damn near CT. So in their
That
room,
nigga said I got CTE.
no, in their room there's a dresser. The TV's on the dresser. I was laying on the ground like on my phone or some shit, just letting her play around in the room and shit like that. I didn't know that she was like right there by me by the dresser, so she pulled the leg of the TV and that whole literally fell on my head like while I was laying on the ground. I had no clue what was happening. I blinked and the TV was on my head. And I was like dazed a little bit. I'm like, bro, what the fuck just happened? Like, why? It's like when you watch fucking Looney Tunes and the anvil hit the nigga in the head. It was like that, bro. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on?
I'm fucking weak.
I literally like it was like my head was cut, like I was bleeding a little bit, like I had a little knot, like it was nasty, bro.
Yeah, because
I'm like, bro, she could have literally took my ass out. Like if I had blacked out, there would have been nothing nobody could do. She just would have been up looking at my ass. Her mom would have came in looking at me like, why the fuck are you passed out under the TV?
Yeah. You have been drinking?
Dumbass nigga,
bro, you are a horrible father. I can't believe you do this. He's like, no, your daughter did this to me.
Whole time, Michaela plotted on my ass, and she been running amok ever since. Yeah, no, that was last night, bro. I was like, bro, my head was hurting after that shit. If I wake up in the morning, it's gonna be on her, and she not getting nothing in my will.
She not getting nothing in my will.
Yes, give the PS4 to the dogs.
I know, my man Mike said, I'm still sorry I didn't get a PS5.
Man, listen, I'm just not gonna get that whole. I've accepted it, and hopefully one day, you know, I'll be a house husband and somebody gets me a fucking PS5.
The way of the house husband.
The way of the house husband.
I couldn't get past that first episode. I don't know the animation. Really? I just couldn't get past it.
I didn't need a name, so.
Yeah.
Really? It's all like choppy.
It's choppy as shit. That's Netflix. That's their MO right now with some of their animes, other than Tresse.
Yeah,
but like
I watch Tresse because y'all. I love Tresse.
Yeah, that's that slideshow type shit. I guess it's cheaper to do they shit like that because they doing that with a few of they.
Well, House Husband is a good read too because I read it.
Is it?
I might read it before I watch that shit.
I ain't reading shit.
Yeah, I literally couldn't get past that first. I was like, no, this is just horrible. I can't do this right now.
They were playing volleyball.
That episode was funny as shit.
It was.
Yeah, I couldn't do all that. But also, what's some other current watches y'all got? I know I watched Tresse lately. I just got on Manifest season 3. What else I've been watching? Dr. Stone season 2.
Oh, okay.
I've been watching that.
Nice. Fire.
What else? Really? That's only few little things I've really been watching. Fruit Baskets. I started Fruit Baskets.
Oh, like season 1?
Yeah, season 1.
Man,
I'm
probably
like
a lot of drama ahead of you, man.
Yeah, I'm like episode 5 or 6 of that one, and then my new favorite, Tokyo Revengers. Yes, Tokyo Revengers. I was like, I'm all caught up 13 episodes in on that because when that episode 12 ended, I was like, do I gotta wait like a whole year for like?
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing a 24 episode season, bro. Because like 12 wasn't enough for that anime. So
yeah, especially when that 12 ended.
Yeah, the way after you ain't caught up yet, huh?
No, I'm on episode.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say nothing else.
I'll catch up by tomorrow because Mike was on my ass about not watching shit. So I kind of watched some shit this week.
So yeah, I need you to be done with 14 by tomorrow because 14 dropped today.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that tonight.
Yeah, I've been reading it. I just been reading Tokyo Revengers because I had to see like in the future, and all I can say is it keeps going just gas on an upward climb. So it's like y'all, it's different, bro. Tokyo Revengers is mad different. So y'all see that. Y'all see when y'all get to the point and everything. So I'm trying to think. I started Peach Boy Riverside today. It's a new one for the summer season that we kind of talked about on the last episode. So it looks like it's kind of more so like a fantasy action kind of anime. So there's mad blood in there, Nate. So that might be something that you might be interested in. So you might check out the first 2 episodes. But it's mad bloody, gory, like shit. It's not horror, but it's some blood shit going on.
It's some bloody shit.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think what else have I watched. I think that's really it for right now that I can think of off the top of my head. I know some new shit that dropped on Netflix that I was looking into, but I haven't actually started it yet. So
that's it. I wonder what it was.
It's like
the
Immortal,
Mobile Suit Gundam.
No,
okay.
So
I started that movie. The Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway.
I thought that was a show.
It's a movie.
It's a movie?
It's only like, because it's like an hour 40 or something like that. Yeah, it's a movie.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to fuck with it because I'm not a big mech person, but I still want to see the 2021
It's
Gundam.
gory. That first 10-15 minutes, niggas is getting heads blown. Like, yeah.
I'm not really into mechs, but some of them mechs be going out. Because Iron Blooded Orphans, that shit was crazy.
I haven't finished it. It's on Netflix.
I know it's on Netflix.
Okay,
I just never finished it. Like,
I haven't finished it.
I always get lose interest in the first 5 episodes, but I keep hearing that it's gas, and I'm like, bro, I need to finish it.
I'm gonna check that one out because, which I want to say, that's why I like Blerd make y'all do the anime watches and the non-anime. I'm like, yo, I be finding out shit that I ain't watching. I'm like, oh, that shit sound gas. It's not even the anime. It's just a regular ass show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because like even with you today with us Supernatural, I was like, yeah, I've been saying I'm gonna catch up and start watching that for years. I'm like, now I need to get on Supernatural.
You started talking about Supernatural because I made a bet with Alpha on my podcast, and he had never watched One Piece. And he was like, if I watch One Piece, you got to watch Supernatural.
Okay.
And I was like, that's an even exchange.
Yeah,
it is.
That's 15 years of a 20 episode season. Like,
and an hour long episode. Yeah. So I'm on season. So I just got to the 4 Horsemen.
So you on like season 5?
I think so.
So
I think season 6 or 7. Because I met Def.
Hold on, you met him? Has he came back around a second time?
No, I just met him.
The first time they was at the pizza parlor in Chicago.
Yeah. So that's season 5?
Yeah, that's season 5.
So that's where I met. And then Alpha, I think he's in Scotpia or something like that right now. So we did it like an equivalent exchange or whatever. And I was all like, bro, I was like, Supernatural not bad.
It's not Supernatural is good. I've only watched a couple episodes this week.
Yeah, I know one of my coworkers said he was on One Piece lately. He was like, yeah, I'm like 600 episodes. I'm like, that's just so many episodes.
That's just crazy to hear out loud.
I was like, what?
I'm on 600 episodes in, and you barely a little over halfway through.
Yeah, I was like, just all those episodes just so intimidating to me. I'm like, I don't want to do it.
Like at first you watching it, and you like, all right, this show long. And then you kind of watching it and you like, it's all right, you know what I'm saying? But something about One Piece, when it happens, it's really pretty much like Ennie's Lobby, like Mike be talking about Ennie's Lobby and Water 7. When it happens, it's something that click, and then you just like, I can't put it down. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
because I know where I'm at because I haven't watched in months.
Mm-hmm.
They had just a few episodes after them just getting Chopper. Chopper just joined.
Shout out to Chopper.
Yeah. Just joined. Okay. Yeah.
But I did like when y'all did the review episode, I skipped ahead just to watch the episodes from the time skip. I was like, let me see. I was like, I want to see this animation. I was like, oh, yeah. These couple episodes, I was like, I'm excited to get this far, but it's just like. Just such a drag.
I'm part of that train now. Just read it, bro. At first, I was anime only, and I never read it. But now that I've kind of like did a reread and shit, just read it, bro. Yeah. That shit is way faster, and it's better.
I'm on Thriller Bark, Steve, so I'm in the process of reading it right now. That'd probably be the best method for me to get through it and shit like that. So yeah.
Hey, I ain't mad at it. Take your time. Don't watch One Piece to catch up. Watch it to actually enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Also, y'all watching Loki?
Yeah,
watching Loki. I was like, I'm all caught up.
Absolutely.
I would say, Steve, y'all just did an episode on Careful for Spoilers, right?
Yeah. Did you?
So Careful for Spoilers. Shout out to JB. He on the first episode, me and A pulled up, and then he was all like, y'all should just pull up for every episode. So I was like, shit. so every episode when Loki dropped that Friday, we do a Careful for Spoiler review. Or
okay,
whatever.
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah.
That shit is actually really good. And then like talking to JB because that nigga is the Easter egg king. That nigga finds every little Easter egg, and it's making Loki better to me because he has all these like Easter eggs, and then he have all these theories and stuff like that, and them must be coming true. I'm like, this nigga JB go crazy.
Yeah, I know I'm supposed to do my homie Sam's podcast actually tomorrow because I figured he was gonna talk about Loki because he does like movies and film and TV and all that stuff, and he be doing all that. I'm like, I don't know because I saw him say like, hey, it's a bunch of spoilers and stuff. I'm like, I don't even know what all these spoilers y'all said y'all see in this one episode. Yeah. I was like, I'm not a comic book person when it comes to like Loki and all that stuff. So I was like, I don't know what all these spoilers are, but tell me and I'll get excited. I'm
real big into like comics and manga in general. So like when like all these like TV shows is coming out, I'm like, oh, okay, they getting into some deep shit. You know what I'm saying? So with Loki, as soon as they doing it, and if you really watch Loki and pay attention, all the colors are King and Conqueror. It's like you got like blue dialogue, you got a whole planet was purple. Like there's situations where there's blue, red, and like.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Neezy here. I wanted to make sure that y'all go and get your Naturally Nay Instant Moisture Duo. That's right, you know this Instant Moisture Duo can be used on braids, locks, twists, beards, and all of your natural hair. The moisturizer is all natural ingredients. One of our key ingredients, aloe vera. You know aloe vera is really great for your scalp. And our oil blend is a mixture of the best oils that you can use to promote hair growth and give your hair a good shine and overall just a natural glow. So you're getting two amazing products. Make sure you go to inaudibleruckus.com/naturallynay. And also you can follow us on Instagram at naturally_nay, NAEE.
On the low, Saved by the Bell remake on Peacock.
Over Bel Air?
I
say Bel Air.
That Saved by the Bell remake is like, it's some of the most phenomenal writing. It makes me jealous every episode. I also really like the one you've been watching, Bust Down. I think Bust Down is amazing.
That's the one you said in the group chat over there.
Yeah, Bust Down is pretty good. I can't lie. But that's it. Both of those, Peacock is really just doing some silly shit right now.
Peacock got some good content.
Yeah.
Minus the wrestling stuff that they're butchering to death.
I've heard about that. Yeah, I've heard.
WWE Network. Also, rest in peace, Razor Ramon.
Oh yeah, word.
The bad guy.
Stroud Hall, right? Stroud Hall.
Yeah. I would recommend. I know it's been out for a while, but it's now. I know people still aren't really comfortable going to theaters, but it's out on like digital. Well, it's on Paramount Plus now. I highly recommend the new Scream.
I've heard that.
Yeah. And I think they did Wes Craven justice with it. It's very enjoyable and a very good deconstruction of current horror norms and fan culture and all that stuff too.
Self-awareness.
I was also gonna actually say Bel Air. We were talking about Peacock. I would definitely recommend Southside. That's on HBO. Southside is the funniest, just really the funniest Black ensemble cast show out right now. Abso-freaking-lutely. And I believe they recently got confirmed for season 3.
Season 3, yes. Yeah. He said that's HBO?
It's
HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Yeah. Let me check that out.
It's truly funny on so many different levels. Like it's smart funny. Like there's some shows. What I'm noticing it, and I feel like they're all on Peacock, but I'm noticing all of these ensemble shows come out, like Grand Crew and
Grand Crew is
amazing. You guys just said there's some other stuff. They're okay.
I couldn't get with Grand Crew.
I watched 5 episodes of Grand Crew, and it's progressively gotten more funny to me. But not to the degree of Southside. Southside.
That pilot hurt my feelings.
The pilot isn't the best just because
it's so bad.
But it finds itself. I think it does a really good job of defining each character, and that's all like around wine and different genres of blackness or whatever you want to call it from different versions of us, which is really good.
It gets better with time. It's just taking some time. And like I said, I'm not completely like sold on it. I'm not sold on it the way I'm sold on Southside.
Yeah, I couldn't go back. I did the first, and then I'm gonna try Southside though because I've been on Bust Down, and Bust Down was like
fucking funny.
Freddie
the same guy
is a monster.
Leland, I think Leland in Bust Downs is in Southside, and he has a part in there that's
incredible.
Okay.
And he's doing the same like play up voice, like, "Hey guys, I'm so nice." And then the dude is like, "Man, what did you do?" Then he just walk up to him like, "Yeah, nigga, you ain't know I talk like this." I was like, "Oh." And it's the funniest thing ever. So yeah, no, it's definitely like a renaissance of kind of black sitcom, I guess, that we're seeing, even with Abbott Elementary. Shout out to that as well.
Oh, love Abbott Elementary.
Love Abbott.
I am concerned though that they're giving this like the 90s, 2000s Fox UPN treatment, the WB treatment, where it's like build up a network with black stories and black characters, and then give them the boot once the network is, because they're using this to build up.
You know how we do.
Right, they're using it like, because Peacock is still technically a fledgling network, right? A streaming network. So there, and all of the, we're giving all this grace and props and all that stuff, and I hope that like they're just going to continue to build and pour into black creative led things, like, and not pull the plug like they did every year.
If they don't, someone else will. And it really don't matter what network it's on these days. You know what I mean? Like,
it's all streaming.
Yeah, who cares? You know,
it matters to me. That shit is fucked up.
No, because I'm happy them producers and creators are getting them checks, and then they're getting them resumes, and then they can move on to something else. And then by the time Peacock decides to do that, them cats don't be long gone anyway. They're gonna be on like a 10-picture deal with Amazon. Like,
I hope so.
Right.
Yeah.
I believe some of the people from Insecure, if I'm not mistaken,
all
actually
of them.
ran some of the shows that we were just talking about. So
Grand Crew is definitely Insecure. Okay. Yep, and I think so is Bust Down.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, definitely a tree of knowledge there. Last thing I got for you guys, if you don't mind, I was about writing, because I know, being particularly you do a lot of the writing and submitting your own work, so that kind of affects how you look and critique art, right?
Oh, Tatiana as well. Both of us. So,
okay.
Yeah.
My apologies. So both of you guys, when you kind of looking at things of that nature, like Power, for instance, is like now that is the funniest thing ever to me. But I realize, like, writing wise,
they missing with Tommy. I'll say that Tommy is a hot. Like, I love all of it. Well, no, go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish. Yeah.
I like to watch it just because it's ridiculous, but at the same time, something like Euphoria that I catch, I'm like, wow, this is incredible. Or Suits from back in the day, or Hightown, something I've just caught up to. Like, I'm watching these different things and these different properties, and I'm like, so this is the difference of, like, what I'm saying, comparing like how the writing is, and just the enjoyability factor. Do you think it's possible to, like, or how do you guys critique it when you're looking at that stuff? Does that also affect how you're able to enjoy it? Because you're like, this.
I see what you're saying. Well, I think I'm still, and Ben as well, like, I'm still honest about stuff. It's just that we approach it with a more respectful tone, if that makes sense, right? Like, yes. So maybe in the past, before I knew what went into the writing process, what went into producing a show, what went into the 150 people that produce a show, whether it's quote unquote trash or not, like, there's a lot of time and effort and really people's lives on the line for a lot of this stuff. So I'm much more mindful to just call something like trash on his head, or just be hypercritical of things. I'm still going to be honest about it, right? Like, if there's something, and when I say honest, instead of just leaving it to some adjective or just saying I hated it, like, I'm gonna go into the details of what bothers me about it. Like, specifically, like, what don't you like about the show? Well, I don't like the pacing, and here's an example of why I don't like the pacing, or this is what happened in that show or movie or whatever, why it makes me feel this way. Like, I will give, and I think that's what's missing with the critical analysis when it comes to TV and things like that. Like, the average person will just say, like, oh, I don't really F with that person, I don't really F with her, or it's always it's not even a true reason. It's just like they're just throwing out things that they don't like, but they're not really analyzing it. And that's why everyone's not a true critic, right? Like, it does take skill and effort and time to understand the body of work that you're consuming, to analyze it as well. So I think, with our writing, and when Ben taught me a lot about the writing process, but I think because we have that background now, we're kind of on the other side of the fence, that we're, as mentioned, just much more mindful about how we review things. And again, if it's something where it's just dead ass wrong, we're just gonna say it's dead ass wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like everything you said. I agree with, and it was something I had to learn myself because I was definitely a lot more hot-headed before I actually like got my first real Hollywood gig and really worked with people who've been working in the industry for years. And I've talked to some of these people who I was critiquing before, and that is a problem I have with Hollywood, is that it's a place that doesn't allow for criticism from its own ranks. So you'll see people close ranks over things that I feel like should be called out. But what I've also learned is and that's why we do the show, I'm not just gonna fire off a tweet like, yo, this movie sucked. Like when I walked out of Batman, I was like, well, it was a movie. That was my first reaction. Like, it was a movie, it was enjoyable, And then when I went on the show, I wrote down what I had problems with, what I liked about it, what I didn't like, and etc. But as far as like something like I like Euphoria a lot, but I think the strengths of Euphoria are the cast and the directors they choose, because I think the writing, I haven't gotten into the second season, but I thought the first season was... Well, see, I thought the first season was just a little weird. Like, the fact that Nate survived so long was just completely unrealistic. It was a fantasy, It's like, it looks amazing because of the directors, and the actors are incredible. But I thought the writing was just... CW-ish, but at the same time, see, that's the thing. Like, people don't understand when I say something like CW-ish. That's still very good writing. Like, anything that makes it to the screen is at least technically very good writing, right? Whether or not it's like great writing is another level, that takes a lot. But it's still very good writing because it did all the things technically to tell a story that a lot of bad scripts don't do. And that's why they're on screen. I mean, they still might be, there's levels to this ish as always, but they're still at a certain level. But I enjoy Power the same way I would enjoy something that is like, I don't know, like, I think Lost has some of the best writing, or then it has some of the, shakiest writing. Watchmen is an incredibly well-constructed, well-plotted season where it's like everything mattered and it all pointed to this and it all led back to this. And there are things you can point to in the first episode that come up in the last episode.
Take him out here, quick. Get the air.